say. And I'm here to share with you my story of how being a fresh air kid changed my life. I grew up in Red Hook, Brooklyn, raised by my mother and grandmother, with my twin brother Jaquan and my younger sister Imani. I grew up in a pretty tough neighborhood. It wasn't a great place for a kid. Even in my school, there were security guards because of fights and dangerous activities that happened in the building. And it wasn't much better when I got home because sometimes I would fall asleep to the sound of gunshots. My mother knew that this wasn't a good environment for me and my brother. We were in a place where everyone thought about the present, how they were going to pay this month's rent, or where they were going to get food for the night. And she wanted more for us. So when we turned 6, she signed us both up for the Fresh Air Fund. In all truth, I didn't even believe another way of living existed until I took that first step off the bus with my first host family in Canada. Now, as it turns out, I wasn't made for Canada. But my mom had faith in the fresh air and signed me up for a second year. And thank God she did, because I was rematched with the Hanson family, and that changed everything in my life. When I got off the bus the second year, I saw a big bright sign with my name on it, and behind that sign was a beautiful smiling family. I had this gut feeling that this summer was going to be amazing. I sat in the back of the car with my host brother and my host sister, Ava and Hayden. For about the first 20 minutes of the ride, Ava, who was only 3 at the time, stared at me smiling and didn't say a word. She finally said to me, "I like your skin color." I didn't know what to say, because I didn't really see people being different in that way. But I knew it was going to be okay and we would be friends. My first night at the Hanson's house was at bench race. My host parents asked me if I knew how to swim, and I thought swimming was like taking a bath. So I, of course, answered yes. They took me to the backyard where there was a big pool, and I was pretty anxious to go for a swim. I jumped into the deep end and suddenly realized swimming was not like taking a bath. So they signed me up for swim lessons the next day. As the days went by, I started to grow a relationship with Ava and Hayden. We would go on the driveway and ride their motor cars a lot. I rode in Ava's hot pink Barbie Jeep. After being there for 2 weeks, I didn't want to leave. We took trips to the museum, we had family dinners, and we even went hiking, which I was terrified of. But my host family didn't let me quit doing anything I was scared of. They all taught me to face my fears and to conquer my obstacles. As a child, those were the things I should have been worried about, not gunshots and gang activities. After a while, I started to call my host family my second family. My host family moved to Colorado, and my host mom did something that I didn't really appreciate in the moment, because I didn't really understand how much work and money went into doing it. She flew from Colorado to New York to pick me up, and flew back to Colorado for about 3 years so that I could keep visiting them for the summers. After the 3 years, after the 3 years, my family and I moved to Virginia, and I worried that summer was the last time I was going to see my host family. But again, it wasn't. I actually started to visit my host family more often. For holidays, birthdays, and for other breaks. I was even able to be with them when Maggie, my youngest host sister, came home from Guatemala. And although we shared unbelievable times together, the moments that have changed me were more subtle. They were more quiet. They weren't captured in the picture. They were the moments where I learned I was invaluable, I was extraordinary, and that I could do anything I wanted if I put my mind to it. And because of those profound qualities, I am proud to stand here and say that I will walk across the stage in 2 weeks to receive my high school diploma, and I have been accepted into Manhattanville College where I will study. My future is so bright and so full of promise. There are days I wonder if I'm living in a dream. I intend to not only make my host family proud these next 4 years in college and beyond, but I intend to pay it forward in all aspects of my life. When I get older, I plan to continue my cycle of love and support that has happened in my life. I want my family to be colorful and diverse, filled with children from all over the world who have different views and values. I will support my children and always be their #1 fan, like Brian, Amanda, and my mother have been for me. You all have the opportunity to change your life drastically like my life was changed. I'm not saying you have to have a relationship like I have with my host family, but simply taking a child out of this city in a tough environment for 2 weeks and showing them love, care, and family-oriented activities can really go a long way. Woo! You can start that cycle, and you can make a change. And you already have by being here tonight and supporting the Fresh Air Fund. So thank you so much. And now, I get to show my thanks by introducing my host parents, Brian and Amanda Hanson.
That I might cry when I talk, but I already started crying before I even got up here. I gotta tell you, I'm so proud of this young man. There are so many reasons why I am, and I don't have time to talk about it tonight, but I got a new one. Because you may not know this, but you're pretty intimidating. And this guy just got up here and delivered that beautifully. Nice job. Now, unfortunately, I have to follow him, which is not a lot of fun. But what I do know is that there's really nothing that I can personally say that could do any justice to this program versus what he just said. And so instead of using my own words, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to read a personal letter. It's not from me. It's from him. It's actually a note from him to my wife for Mother's Day. Are you okay with me reading this? All right. I probably should have checked before I got up here. I actually had to trim it down a little bit because we only have so long, but I'll read you what this guy wrote. I was blown away. I thought it captured the essence of what this program can be, and I wanted you to hear it. So, Mom, for 11 years, you have helped me become who I am today. I wake up every day with the challenges, and I'm not afraid to face them because you show me that it's okay to do so. My views on life and people have broadened in ways I would never have imagined, and it has made me a better person. I know that I am capable of anything I put my mind to, and if I want something and I work hard, there's no reason why I can't get it. I didn't just wake up one day and tell myself this. You believed in me and helped me find my courage. How did you do this without crying? All right. You are so thoughtful, loving, and caring. You wake up every day ready to face something new, and you never give up on us. Your arms are always open wide if we need a hug, and you're always ready to guide us, in quotes, if we make a mistake, which does happen. Because of you, I'm ready to go to college and start a new chapter in my life. I'm ready to face new challenges and grow daily because of them and other obstacles that may cross my journey. I guess I never realized how hard life could actually be, but always having someone to be right by my side and listen to anything I need to get off my chest is a blessing. You taught me to be all I wanted to be, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm grateful for who I am today. My life has been blessed, and I am confident there are many more blessings to come. Thanks for helping me to remember what's important in life, and on this day, this particular day, it's you. Happy Mother's Day. I was just blown away when he read those words. It's kind of a tradition where everybody reads the card out loud, and he did that, and everybody was crying. It was fantastic. But I'll tell you, there are so many ways that we can give back to the things that we care about. And I'm looking out in this audience, and I know that we all have the means to do that. And a lot of that support typically comes in financial support. And I can tell you that this program needs your financial support because stories like Naquan's just don't happen without it. But I would go a step further with this group, right? I would go a step further. If you can find it in your heart to actually host a child, I promise you that being able to influence a child in some way, and I would so even further reach, potentially change the view from that child's perspective on what they can actually achieve, what the future can actually hold for them, it is life-changing. It's life-changing. And it's not just life-changing for someone like Naquan. It'll be life-changing for you. I can tell you that right now, you and your family, because going through this program, getting to know this young man, I'm a different person as a result of it. I'm a better person as a result of it. And I can thank the Fresh Air Fund for that, because without the Fresh Air Fund, this relationship would not have happened. But I really want to thank this young man here in Naquan, because by you joining our family in Naquan, we're a better family. All of us. Thank you. And now I'm going to pass it to what we lovingly call is the glue in our family, my beautiful wife, Amanda.
So I would like to give a slightly different perspective to this story. The assumption is always that this program helps the inner city kids, and it most definitely does. But I would like to share with you this evening how this story and the Fresh Air Fund has changed our family forever. 11 years ago, when we signed up to host a child with the Fresh Air Fund, we went into it with our hearts wide open, exhilarated and ready to welcome the boy into our home and our summers, to show him all that summer was meant to be, from riding in a bike, swimming in a pool, going for nature walks in the woods, and catching fireflies at dusk. We couldn't wait to, in at least some small way, change the life, or at least the summer memories of a child with less fortunate means than us. What surprised us, and what we never could have imagined, was that this program would be the beginning of one of the most beautiful journeys of our family's lifetime. When I asked our children if you could get on stage and tell people one or two sentences about how having Naquan in your life has changed you, what would you say? Hayden, our 16-year-old, who was 5 when Naquan started coming to visit, said, "I am more grateful for all the things in my life. The things that I used to think were little things, like being able to join sports, no matter how much they cost. Being able to live in a safe neighborhood and go to sleep not worried about gunshots at night. To attend a school where my teachers go above and beyond. All of this I would have taken for granted if Naquan had not been a part of my life." Ava, our 14-year-old, shared, "Oh, there's so much. I would not be who I am if Naquan were not my brother. The fact that I cannot narrow it down to one thing says it all. From playing Barbies with me when I was a little girl, to now singing and dancing with me as we perform on stages together. Naquan, you have always been there for me, and you will always, forever be a brother to me." And Maggie, our 10-year-old, said, "Naquan is sweet, caring, he has an awesome attitude, and he's hysterically funny. Having him in our family has brought us even closer and made our family more fun. I'm so happy Naquan has entered our lives." In my short time up here, I could never begin to capture the magic that has unfolded since we welcomed Naquan into our lives. Being a part of this program has not only changed our lives, it has changed our extended family's life, who is with us tonight, and our community, many of who are with us this evening as well. It has helped all of us to see the world through a different lens. The kids, myself, and Brian have grown from hearing Naquan's stories and witnessing the harsh realities of his life. We have come to understand that real change, the kind of change that is rooted deep in your soul, only comes when you walk hand in hand with somebody that you love and that you care deeply for, and who lives in very dramatically different circumstances than you do. Being the part of the Fresh Air Fund and having Naquan, one of the most incredibly brave, honorable, and honest young men I have ever met in my life, has been the honor of my lifetime. This has been my spiritual journey. I am a better person because of him. I am kinder, more open-hearted, less judgmental, and more forgiving. I'm a better version of who I was 11 years ago. I'm braver and more willing to stand up for what I believe in. All of this because I said yes to this program 11 years ago. So thank you, Fresh Air Fund, for giving me one of the greatest gifts of my lifetime. And thank you, Naquan, for awakening a part of me that I fear may have forever remained asleep. When you reach for somebody who is completely different than you, and you welcome them into your home and into your heart, something absolutely sacred happens. As Naquan shared his life stories with us, some of them unbearably painful, my heart broke open. My heart broke for his mother and his siblings, and there was not much I could do to change his circumstances. But Naquan has been my professor, teaching me that every day, even on the least shiny of days, we get up and we march forward with hope and courage and determination. This is how this young man has been living all of his life. That is why I have no doubt that he will be wildly successful, not just in college, but for all of his years to come. Naquan lights up the room when he walks in. I'm sure you've all noticed this. He has a way, people gravitate to him when he's in a room. Because I think it's because people sense that he has something that is very hard to find and nearly impossible to teach. When you're alone in a room with him, he makes you feel that you're the only story he's heard. When you're in a room as large as this, if you speak to him tonight, you'll feel like you're the only one in the room. He's patient with your story, and he holds people's stories in their heart. He's an incredible man. I encourage you all to get to know him this evening. Naquan, for a young man of only 18, your character is rooted in all the right ways. The ways that will make for a most meaningful life. I could not be more proud of you, son. And I love you with all of my heart.